Patsy made it really big, but her family and everything, it really kept her grounded. She never had a big star kind of attitude.
Every night with a brand new day.
I think what's so special about Patsy Cline is really the fact that so many people relate to her, not just as an artist, but also as a woman.
She set the road, the way for other women in country music to follow. All those women actually looked to her as kind of an iconic mentor. Christy's performance and Holly's performance were so excellent, and the band sounded so excellent that we needed to do it again.
I think because it was such a magical experience, people have been asking for it so much that we decided to bring it back for another weekend. So we're putting it back up in a week.
Well, it wasn't too bad because I still remembered so much of the script. Started reviewing all those lines and, you know, it came right back pretty easily.
I've kind of kept it fresh in my mind. I haven't really kind of put it on the shelf because I knew we were going to do it again.
Come see Patsy Cline.
We loved it. We saw this last year and it was such a great performance. We decided to come back again this year. Christy and Holly are excellent performers and the band was excellent as well.
I'm a fan of Patsy Cline, and she was just totally awesome. I don't think Patsy could have done as good of a job as she did.
Justin Bieber has been arrested.
The most serious scandal yet for the 19-year-old superstar.
This is the biggest mistake you could make.
These were just a few of the comments from the media following Justin Bieber's arrest in Miami on January 24th. The pop star was arrested on charges of DUI, driving with an expired license, and resisting arrest.
My initial thoughts on his arrest was just pretty much disappointment.
He's a young sort of punk with a ton of money, and he can do what he wants, and he'll buy his way out of trouble.
The public has been watching Bieber grow up since he was discovered on YouTube at the young age of 14.
What'd you say?
Fast forward 5 years, and Bieber seems to be on a downward spiral.
Something is happening in this young person's life. He's making some unwise decisions. I think it's tragedy to see a young man with so much talent do these kinds of things.
I spoke with psychology professor Bruce Darby to find out how he interprets Bieber's current mental state and the effect that could have on his career.
I just think he's full of himself. From his background, I would suspect that he's been enabled, especially when you have an adoring set of fans who worship you in some ways, sort of inflate that sense of, I'm everything. It's not going to last. If you don't watch it, you're going to blow it.
And with all of his recent troubles, it's easy to forget that Bieber is merely 19 years old, the same age as many college freshmen.
I'm around 19-year-olds all the time, and I don't hear stories of them doing that kind of stuff. I don't think he's characteristic of his generation.
Bieber's presence in the media has some concern about the impact that his behavior may have on his young fans.
You're supposed to be an example for these young 12 and 13-year-old girls that look up to you, and racing Lamborghinis while you're doped up isn't a very good example if you ask me.
If he were to shape up his life, then I think that we would forget about that rough period that he's going through now.
For FSC Today, I'm Dion Spires. Last weekend, the curtain came up on The Merry Widow, presented by the Imperial Symphony Orchestra. FSC students and faculty were in on the action in Branscombe Auditorium.
It's extremely unusual for a student to be on stage singing a role with professional managed singers from New York, who are off like maybe next week to sing at the Metropolitan Opera or somewhere.
Students were personally chosen by the college's music professors to perform with the orchestra.
Being chosen for this show was a tremendous honor, and I was very happy and very excited to get to work with some fabulous, fabulous professionals.
For these young musicians, it is the opportunity of a lifetime, but it's not as easy as it seems.
The rehearsal process was extensive, but not unmanageable.
We all get together and we sing through the opera once and immediately start intense staging rehearsals. And for a period of 2 weeks, we pull all of this together.
It was exhausting, but being there with professionals, there is an electricity in the air that just keeps you going.
Those rehearsals paid off, and the cast gave a successful performance.
The show was exciting. It was so fun, and the ambiance of the evening with everybody in the audience coming dressed up. There was a buzz beforehand.
It was thrilling and completely worth it.
In addition to adding these performances to their resumes, they also serve as a networking platform for the students.
They're talking to singers about what do you think if I come to New York, who should I study with, where are the good graduate schools, who are the best teachers, kind of the very first step toward a professional career.
If those professionals in the business are thinking, hey, you know, I need an extra soprano and a chorus, they remember we had that great experience at Florida Southern, let me see if any of those students are available. So we have that connection and that collaboration that continues on past their time here.
For FSC Today, I'm Dion Spires.